Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. This is very kind of you. We feel very welcome in the Press Club of Hyderabad. Thank you for welcoming us into your area. We are here today to talk about Ramadan and fasting. This is a very, very important topic because, as we know, the month of Ramadan is a very important month, not only in Hyderabad but across the world, across the country. We have actually developed a certain set of guidelines on how people from our Muslim community should be able to deal with Ramadan fasting on one hand and taking care of their diabetes on the other hand. We have experts like my colleague here, Dr. Mozam, who is with me. We'll have another few panel doctors who will be joining us shortly. We'll be happy to share this, and the intent that we have here today is to share this in the community so people from all faiths, not only the Muslim faith, but all faiths can benefit from the knowledge that we've acquired in how to manage diabetes, how to manage fasting, how to reach control of diabetes so it doesn't actually impact negatively longer term their health, their families' health and wealth. So that is what Apollo Sugar Clinics is about. With your support and your blessings, today we operate 52 clinics across the country. We treat about 1.5 lakh patients across the country. With all your blessings and support, I'm glad to say that we are doing a very, very good service for people who are diabetic and are able to help them achieve control of their diabetes and avoid complications of diabetes.
We represent the Apollo Sugar Clinics, and it has always been an endeavor of the Apollo Group, and probably we are the pioneers in the country who have started the platform for chronic disease management, and diabetes being one of such. And in our vast experience with patients who have been walking into our clinics pan India, a lot of efforts have gone into understand and develop a program called the Sugar for the diabetic patients exclusively. Most important vision of these clinics is knowledge with empowerment. That is the major focus of all the diabetic clinics, basically to see that all the patients who are suffering, because 90% of the time diabetes is an inevitable diagnosis made with a lot of accidental happening. For example, people who accidentally went and got checked up or had an accident and met the doctor and they checked and they said they had diabetes. So there was nothing such programmed actually. So an initiation was taken to find out exactly through the clinics that how we could screen these patients early, identify their disease, and look into the complications that have already set into the system, and how we could slow down the progression of the disease through multiple design interventions which we have gained the knowledge over a period of time when serving so many patients that have walked into our clinics in pan-India. So all these efforts have created a standardized program which we have been doing for years, and an effort that has been gone especially for the month of Ramadan, wherein we always wanted to see, that the knowledge is passed on in a correct way. The 90% of the patients believe that if you go to the doctor is not going to allow you to fast. But these recommendations of fasting, it's more of a spiritual feeling of people, because this is the fasting forms the most important of 5 forms of pillars of Islam. So it is of the faith. So the doctor cannot become an intervention in between the faith and the belief of the person. African countries, the bulk of population of the Muslims are there. There were studies done by the International Diabetic Federation and the Ramzan Diabetic Alliances. These are the people who did research over a period of time to find out how best could these patients be managed. The Apollo Group on their part have started doing research in the way that we used to visit the mosque, and we used to, during the main time of the Friday prayers, during the period of the khutbah, we used to make sure that we educate the people on the impact of diabetes during Ramzan and how they could go about it. Because a lot of people at us not understanding that how to go about in managing this disease. They should do and do in terms of the lifestyle in the form of diet, exercise and the eating during the month of Ramzan. So these are all the things that will be included into the program, and by this a lot of people have benefited. There were people who, if you look at the ratio of people who were hospitalized, they are not knowing what medicines to take and what medicines to take when and how much in quantum. Because lots of people used to just manipulate of their own effort. But later on they realized after taking the expert help, they were able to comfortably do the rosas as well as manage their sugars. So this is what the Apollo program has been doing over a period of time. We have been doing a lot of groundwork. In fact, we have been meeting a lot of religious heads also. In conjunction with them, we started designing programs so that we will tell the patient that much before the Ramzan starts, so around 3 to 4 weeks, We have a committee meeting with these people, with the religious heads, and tell them that there are risk stratifications that have already been done, wherein which type of patients can fast and which patient cannot be fast. Because in the Holy Quran, in one of the ayats, like Surah Baqarah, it has already clearly mentioned that those who are ill should not fast, and they will fast on a later period of time. Now the definition of illness has to be quantified by the religious scientific scholars. The religious spiritual scholars are different. The religious scientific scholars who give you an intention of what is exactly meaning of illness, and who are the people who can fast and who are the people who cannot fast. So they have categorized it. There is a complete list of patients who have been categorized of who can fast and who cannot fast. They have divided into 3 different categories, in which they have put that type 1 diabetes are the ones who cannot fast, because the consistent management of the insulin which they were taking will be very difficult to manipulate the insulin levels, and they are given clear-cut guidelines. You see, these have to be taken into consideration. It is not that somebody is being said for a simple reason, but there is an evidence-based which has seen so much of hospitalization that have occurred out of ignorance, how the people have suffered in the past. So these experiences have been categorized, and the International Diabetes Federation have given clear-cut guidelines. These have been in fact accepted by the top muftis of Egypt, and this latest guidelines, the risk quantification. Risk quantification they have done for all diabetic patients, categorized into 3 set of categories, which they put as the red, the orange, and the green. In the red part, with the people who cannot fast, they said type 1 diabetes, whose sugars have not been controlled in the span of 3 months. People who have been having recurrent low sugars, people who have been hospitalized within 3 months of this one, pregnant ladies, people who are breastfeeding, children who have got DKA, diabetic ketosis, one of the complications of type 1 diabetes very often seen. So these are the categories of people, and stage 3 and stage 4 chronic disease, chronic kidney diseases. So these are the people who have been categorized not to fast. Then the other set of categories is the same, the type 2 type of diabetes, whose sugars have not been controlled in span of 3 months. So 3 months is the criteria cutoff taken, so that they should be able to get into the right format of getting the HbA1c under control. The HbA1c is taken as a guideline, whereas whether the sugars are under control or not in the span of 2 to 3 months.
Good afternoon, everybody. And Dr. Mausam has already spoken a lot about how to prepare our patients for Ramzan month. I would put it at 3 or 4 important things which we should do to prepare our patients for the fasting month of Ramzan. We all know that Muslim population accounts for almost 14% of population in India. Patients would prefer to fast. Type 1 diabetic patient almost around 40%, almost around 80% of patients with type 2 diabetes would prefer to fast. So there is definitely a strong intention on the part of diabetic patients to fast.
So today Apollo Sugar is present in 52 clinics across the country. We treat about 150,000 patients in a year, and we are very proud to say that we have achieved some of the best clinical results for our patients. If you look at the clinical results that we are producing for our diabetes patients, these are worldwide some of the best results that have been produced. So for example, our annual program called Sugar 360, this is to support a diabetes person throughout the year with doctor consultations, with lab investigations, with diabetes education and counseling, with support from our expert diabetes management call center. This kind of very structured long-term program is producing some of the best results for diabetes to keep them in control across the world. And we've been acknowledged by the likes of American Diabetes Association and Joslin Clinic, which are US examples where our standards of care are some of the best in the world.
We represent the Apollo Sugar Clinic Group. We are the part of the Apollo Hospital. We are the pioneers in the country for having started the chronic disease management platform, and it is our endeavor that we have a pan-India presence. Because of our chairman, Dr. Pratap Reddy, we have been able to open up 52 clinics all over India. So he's a visionary, and he knows that India is suffering a lot with diabetes. A lot of patients are there. So probably we will be the next diabetic capital of the world. As of now, the China is there, but in India, Hyderabad in particular is the diabetic capital of India. So keeping all that in mind, we have structured certain programs through our clinics, which we run for 360 days, which we have the program inculcated into the part of the program, and then we educate, empower, and then we investigate, and then we follow them. We have an IT support system which follows them regularly to remind them and what not, and all the investigations we need to do. So keeping all this in mind, we have a very structured care program. So these programs have been running for many years. Now, especially in the month of Ramzan, Apollo has always made a difference that we have already approached a lot of mosques, a lot of religious leaders to understand that, because there's always been a trouble where people have been believing that if you go to the doctor, he will not allow you to fast. That's not the case. See, the religion itself permits them to fast. There are certain things which the religion mentions clearly, the people who are ill should not fast. But the categorization of illness, who is ill to what, with this knowledge could be got only through the religious scholars. So the religious scholars had met a team like in what we call as the International Diabetic Federation program and the Ramzan Diabetic Alliance, where in the Muslim dominated countries this program was run, and they researched and found out that why so many of hospitalizations were happening during the month of Ramzan. So one thing they concluded that it was ignorance. People who were taking medicines didn't go to the doctor but got a lot of hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is low sugars. So a lot of people got admitted with this. Even type 1 diabetes, which were on insulin, were fasting, and many of them developed diabetic ketoacidosis. It's almost like comatose-like situation. But nonetheless, the guidelines were made, these guidelines are adapted, and over a period of time, the guidelines were made somewhere in 2005 it started, 2009 they considered with the entire program, and now we have set guidelines. So those guidelines have been adapted by the clinics to at least guide the Muslim patients that how they could go about in fasting.